Almost $1 million in Milwaukee parking tickets were issued last year. They never needed to be written.
Steve Chamraz has a revealing look at this parking ticket problem.
Mike and Carol, the people in charge of writing parking tickets here in Milwaukee, came right out and said it. Their philosophy is write a ticket for every possible infraction they find. The burden is then on you to prove them wrong. Few things can ruin your night in Milwaukee like returning to where you parked and finding a ticket. So imagine how it feels to be Samantha Zilkowski.
The first 7, I would say, were really frustrating.
She is the prime example of a flaw in Milwaukee parking ticket policy that pushes parking checkers to write tickets the city is going to throw out anyway. So the I-team crunched the numbers, tracked down the parking checker who ranks first in overturned tickets. Morning, Angela. And went to the man in charge of Milwaukee's parking enforcement team looking for answers. Why not just not write the ticket in the first place?
I knew that I definitely fell through the cracks.
Samantha Zilkowski's black Volkswagen was a big target for parking checkers last year after its overnight parking permit was lost in the mail. So you paid for it. Mm-hmm. They had record.
Correct.
Of your plate being registered.
Correct.
Yet they kept writing you tickets.
That is all correct. Kept
writing her tickets 27 times over 5 months, even though her car showed up on their computers as having a valid permit.
After about 2 weeks of it, I would come outside and just expect to see the ticket there because I knew that nothing was being done.
The I-team learned about Samantha after sorting through a database of all the parking tickets voided last year by the city of Milwaukee. In 2011, Milwaukee flat out canceled 38,298 parking tickets after drivers called the city to complain. More than half, almost 16,000, were voided night parking permit violations.
Our parking checkers get extensive training.
Thomas Sanders oversees parking enforcement in Milwaukee. And listen as he describes the city's policy for writing those tickets.
But our policy, again, is to issue the citation, then straighten it out later.
That's right. Write tickets first and force you to sort it out. I'm Steve Chamraz from Channel 4. Last year, no one in the city of Milwaukee's parking force lived up to that policy as well as this woman. Angela Robert wrote 2,140 tickets that were eventually voided. When we caught up with her around 20 after 2 one morning, she was in such a hurry to get away. But you can't tell me why you write so many wrong tickets? She ran a stop sign while avoiding my question. Robert's boss tells me she was only following orders.
It's that a perfect situation? Not all the time. But I have to be honest, those cases are extreme.
You want extreme? Meet Darren McCambridge.
A lot of profanities were running through my head as I saw it sticking out of my crack in my hood.
Darren came home to a ticket and towing notice declaring his car an abandoned vehicle.
So that I was furious.
Furious because his home security camera shows his car was moved. It also shows the oblivious parking checker writing him a ticket anyway.
There's a flaw in your process. You're writing tickets for people. You might be towing people. And you shouldn't be.
Certainly, spending half a day just to prove you're innocent over a parking charge is a waste of his time and the city's time.
Alderman Nick Kovac represents the East Side, where parking checkers write the bulk of Milwaukee's bad tickets, including 7,991 tickets for an expired meter, where the meter was actually paid. And once again, the parking checkers say, don't blame us. They blame a 1-minute lag in these new supposedly high-tech parking meters, a lag between when you swipe your card and when their computers show your payment was actually received. Does that sound like something you can fix when you're getting that many of them that you need to fix?
I don't believe there's any way that you can fix that because we're talking real time here, online, again.
It's not quite real time. There's a minute lag.
Well, it's about a minute lag.
Which is one more case where the city writes the ticket and puts the burden on you to prove yourself innocent. If you spent more time making sure that the ticket was good on the front end, you could avoid all these people wasting all these hours of their life on the back end.
Again, that is part of our training, that we do train the staff that they have some responsibility.
To Darren McCambridge, Milwaukee does not sound responsible at all. He wonders if this write 'em all policy is just a way for the city to make more money.
I think it's a win-win for them. It's a lose-lose for everybody else.
Because at the end of the day, it can sometimes be easier to pay the ticket than fight it. And while Milwaukee will not admit it has a problem writing bad tickets, it does have what looks like a solution. The Department of Public Works wants to buy license plate recognition cameras for its parking checker vehicles. Now, that would help cut down the number of these overnight parking permit violation tickets that are written only to be thrown out as soon as somebody calls it in.
Probably nothing more frustrating to anyone who's ever had one of these tickets.
I've heard from more people who say, hey, this happened to me.
Yeah.
Do something about it.
I'm sure a few choice words were said.
Couple.
Steve, thank you very much.